On this adventure, we're on the hunt for spring wild turkey in north central Minnesota.
There's a lot of birds around though.
I'm joined by my good friend Cale Sams, base camping out of his family's slice of paradise, Campfire Bay Resort. Last year was my first successful turkey hunt out of these woods, but the rain is moving in and the birds are locking down. To punch a tag this week, we're going to have to outwork the elements. First night at Campfire Bay Resort. It's always really good to be back here. Not only is it a beautiful place to stay, but it's also just ran by really, really good people. The kind of place you want to visit again. First thing we're gonna do is go over to the fire pit here for a tradition here at Campfire Bay, campfire donuts.
I hope my oil's not too hot. There we go, here we go, here we go.
So this adventure would not be possible without the help from our friends at Campfire Bay Resort here in the Brainerd Lakes region. The beautiful thing about Campfire Bay is it's a very family-friendly resort. The amenities are very nice. They have an awesome lake, fish trap lake, very good walleye fishery. So there's just a little bit of something for everybody. The nice thing is, it feels like a high-end resort, but you're still getting that family feel. And the people who run it are very, very good people. They're very hospitable. If you're ever in the Brainerd Lakes region and you want to have a nice stay, I definitely recommend checking out Campfire Bay Resort. You can check them out at campfirebayresort.com and follow them on Instagram and Facebook as well. With our campfire treat out of the way, it's time to prep for tomorrow by patterning my shotgun. I need to have a deep understanding of my effective range and shot spread when it comes time to pull the trigger. This is a non-negotiable to ensure a quick, clean, and ethical kill.
But that would 100% kill a turkey, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Now that we're all set, tomorrow morning can't come quick enough.
He's down there, right? Like down by those pines or something. We could go further down the trail. There's another spot that opens up. Okay. I didn't hear anything over that way. I didn't hear. I think we. It sounds like he's over by those pines over there. But I think we gotta go now. Yeah. He's only gonna come from there. There's no way he comes from anywhere else. Right. Knock on wood. There's a couple toms around us. There might be 3 or 4, maybe even 5. There's a lot of birds around though. We're gonna try to move. Been hearing gobbles all around, but we're not hearing them get any closer, so we're gonna try to change positions.
First year we had pretty good luck.
Well, that's the thing. It's like there's a small part of me that doesn't want
It
to be
too easy.
immediately successful.
They just went dead silent.
Yeah, they did.
That's fresh, whatever that was. I have no clue what kind of stuff that is.
Some coyote with diarrhea.
The toms are on fire this morning, but they're standing their ground. As the morning excitement begins to taper off, we decide to venture closer to the gobblers we've been hearing all morning. Sure enough, we find a strutting tom parked on private land where we don't have express permission to hunt. While we could just pop our heads over the hill and bag a turkey, I don't want to hunt on lands I don't have permission on. We decide to back off and set up on public lands to try to coax him in. But he goes completely silent, and we're out of time for the morning. crest the hill to see if we can get a visual, and he is long gone. This ain't his first rodeo.
Oh, smart bird.
All right, it's a beautiful day. I'm gonna go get a lift in. And here at Campfire Bay, they have a beautiful, awesome rec center. Let's go take a look. So yeah, this is the rec center. As you can see, we have a full court here. And up there is kind of a small weight room. Having stuff like this is so nice when it's the dead of winter and you don't really want to be out in the cold. Here's the weight area. Oh, tired.
Wilderness. And for the next 4 days, I'm building my shelters, camping, catching my dinner, exploring glaciers.
Day 2 of turkey hunting this morning, and it was amazing how much quieter it was today. We went to the same spot, pretty much heard nothing, just a handful of gobbles really far off. It's just one of those lessons that like wildlife is always going to surprise you in that way, where there's so many variables. You try your best to summarize what the issue is, but it's kind of just impossible. It's sort of the magic of wildlife in a lot of ways. I have some shooting I got to get done here at the resort today, and then I'm pretty much off the hook for the rest of the season, so probably going to get back out there this afternoon, and we're going to be hunting hard to get us a tom this year. Day 2, round 2. Let's get it. Wild turkey hunting is a psychological operation. To locate a tom, hunters mimic a hen's yelp, triggering an instinctive gobble. But the real challenge is moving him. Naturally, a male stays put, fanning and waiting for females to arrive. Because their sharp eyesight makes stalking difficult, success requires flipping that script, using intimate knowledge of their social structure to call the tom to you. But the weather seems to be keeping the toms very quiet, making it very difficult to locate them to begin with. So all across this field here, there's actually a bunch of like white pieces of paper sticking up out of the ground, and the reason for that is the Forestry Service is likely trying to restore pines in this area. So what they do, here you can see they staple a piece of paper on the terminal bud of the pine, and that's because white-tailed deer really like to forage on these, and if they nab this top part off, then this entire pine tree is just going to shrub out and not grow anymore. So you can see across this whole field, someone's doing a lot of work to make sure that they can maintain the pines here, which is pretty cool. But there's no turkeys, so we're gonna get out of here. Well, second sit was not very lucrative. There's birds around. I mean, everywhere we drive around, we see a hen chilling out. We see a tom hanging out with a hen.
Yeah, the problem is it's all on private, or... Oh, I just saw one right back there in the woods, yeah.
Sometimes you hear humans kind of disparage the intelligence of a bird, and you know, maybe if they're in the middle of a city or hanging out in a suburban intersection, they might seem a little lacking of wit, but once you meet them in their turf, man, it's a whole different ballgame. They know exactly how to act, when to act.
It can be humbling.
Yeah, they'll humble you real quick. Still having fun though.
This rain could stop though.
Yeah, the rain sucks. Today was my last day to hunt with Cale before he's back to work at the resort. So for the rest of the season, I'm on my own. It's time to test my woodsmanship as a solo turkey hunter for the first time. Oh, cottontail. This morning I didn't go out. It was just downpouring and really cold. And to be totally honest with you, I just don't want to sit under a tree in that weather. So it's broken up a little bit here, so I'm gonna check out some spots, see if I can get some gobbles to happen, and then we're gonna go from there. But we gotta make something happen today or tomorrow, because tomorrow's the last day of the season, so it's time to hunt hard. There's a ruffed grouse just over there that's drumming. I haven't heard a single gobble yet. It's just as quiet as yesterday, but got the decoys set up right there. And I'm gonna sit just on that tree. See if we can get a gobble. bark stripped from the branches here. A white-tailed deer leg. The silence continues throughout the day, but while I set up on the edge of the timber, I can hear some familiar clucking. A curious hen is scoping out the area. It's a good sign that my calls are working. I want her to stick around in hopes of luring in a tom, but she starts to mosey off behind me. I really want to stick it out knowing that there are birds in the area, but the rain picks up and I am chilled to the bone. It's time to pack up and regroup. Tomorrow's forecast looks much more favorable, and let's hope it holds. Tomorrow is our last chance. Well, when I first got here, it was a very receptive tom, but I busted him out of his roost, and now he's not talking. So I think I kind of busted this area. Damn it. I think I'm just going to keep scouting. I'm going to go to the next spot and call. Because at this point, with it being the last day, I can't be dealing with cagey birds. Just found like 20 ticks on me, dude. Going through that bramble bush was not a good idea. I just found another one on my knee.
I mean, the industry there is coming.
Oh, they are out and about today. This spot has so many different areas to hunt, so I'm gonna just scout and do a little squawk and stalk. That's from this morning. As the last day of the season waxes on, I'm still met with silence. I know the birds are around, but they're not playing ball. After 4 separate spots yields no results, I'm starting to wonder if maybe this just isn't my year. I try to break new ground on a Hail Mary spot, but my hopes are starting to wane. But before I can even get settled, 3 toms move in from behind me, not even 10 yards away. I can't move. They seem uneasy and start to move off towards the tree line, but one seems curious still. But he's just outside of range for me to take a clean shot. They work back into the timber until I can no longer see them. I hold out for almost an hour until, sure enough, they approach from the rear yet again. It's now or never. Amidst all the chaos, my downed tom gets spurred by his partner while he's on the ground. It's cutthroat out here in the turkey woods. I move in to secure my bird and shoo off these competitive males. So blessed that they came back. I thought for sure I was busted. Last day of the season, man, that is just unbelievable. I was starting to lose hope there. Here Here we are, day 4, last day of the season, and we made it happen. I am so grateful. Unbelievable, man. Pretty long beard on him. Probably 8 inches or so. Really small hooks on him though. It's hard to appreciate how beautiful these birds are until you see them up close. The mottled brown gives way to a subdued iridescence that is striking to behold. The wild turkey is one of the greatest success stories in modern conservation. These birds were all but extirpated from most of the US in the early 1900s. Now, you can find wild turkeys in all US states except for Alaska. It is a privilege to be out here, enjoying the fruits of previous conservation efforts and acquiring wild organic food for myself and my loved ones. How's it looking? All right? Yeah, it's slowly turning into food and not wildlife. We got the neck, we pulled the crop out, we gutted it, we pulled the tail off. This is food. And there's the heart. There we go. Got 1/2 of a turkey. What I wanted to keep is every part of the meat, including some of the wing and then the carcass to make stock. This is all of the meat that I got from one wild turkey. This is one of the awesome benefits of hunting turkeys, is being able to get, 5-6 pounds of meat from one bird. So grateful that I have this to eat for the rest of the year. That's what it's all about for me, man. Just being able to have control of my diet, have my own lean wild game meat. It's just an absolute blessing to be able to go out and spend time in the woods and have a great time, and also procure meat and food that I can bring to my friends and family and share meals with. We didn't get an inch of slack on this trip. Between the pouring rain and the tight-lipped birds, it was a battle of attrition that went right down to the wire. But that grind is exactly why this lifestyle sticks with me. Hunting isn't just a pastime, it's a lifelong pursuit to earn your keep. Out here, the indifference of the supermarket has no place. It's not transactional, it's personal. You see the patterns of nature in all of its brutality, as well as all of its beauty. You spend time with the people you care about, both in the field and at the table, and in today's world, connection with nature and our fellow earthlings is more important than ever. Well, this has been one heck of an adventure, and one that I'm never gonna forget. Hunting turkeys is always amazing, and being here at Campfire Bay Resort is always a pleasure. Super thankful for them for sponsoring this. If you guys want to check out Campfire Bay Resort, you can find them at campfirebayresort.com. They're a family-friendly resort. It's a great place to come and check out. There's very good fishing here on Fish Trap Lake. If you guys ever are looking for a place in the Brainerd Lakes area, I definitely recommend it. And the people who own it are awesome. So thanks for coming along. And don't forget, keep looking up.